Hello and welcome to Will Watches. This is Aftersun. So I don't know much about this. I did see a trailer for it a while ago, but all I got was kind of the vibes. I can't remember any details of the trailer apart from I know it is this story about this father and his daughter, and the father's quite young. It's like a young father. This is like a sort of drama comedy kind of thing. I also have this sneaking suspicion it's just gonna like rip my heart out and tear it to pieces. It's gonna be that type of film, but I'm not, too sure. I've just heard really good things. So before we get into this, be sure to check out the Patreon page. Over there you can find 1 week early access. You can also find polls so you can vote for what's next, and you can find a full-length timer-based version of this where you just sync up your own footage and you can watch along with me. So yeah, let's just jump right in.
Oh my god, what even is that?
These are my moves.
And you are 130, 131 and 2 days.
Is he actually 30 then?
What did you think?
11 and 30? Oh, look at that. Oh, is that her reflection? She was just watching this?
I love you.
It seems like it's going to be very nostalgic and focused on memory here. Just all of the, old camcorder videos, all the home videos. I love montages with home videos and stuff.
Hiya everyone, my name's Belinda and I'll be your tour rep for the next week or two.
Belinda.
Oh, Belinda.
And I've just come in from Torremolinos.
This isn't the first thing I've seen Paul Mescal in. I know he's got a lot of hype around this. Oh, look at the bokeh on the background. That's gorgeous. Yeah, they've arrived right in the middle of the night. No one at reception. This has really captured the vibe of like late night in a tropical place on holiday. I just got that vibe like immediately. I have this feeling that this is just gonna capture like vibes immaculately. You know what I mean? I didn't see what the book was, but it looked like a romance or something, judging from the cover.
Time for bed?
No.
Yeah, I booked a room with 2 beds, but we've only got the one here.
I guess that's not too bad, father and daughter sharing. There's still enough room for both of them to sleep on there.
I paid for it, and it was confirmed by the travel agency.
Yeah, I guess if you paid for it though. I thought her like rattling, like he's got medication to take. Is it something else? Oh, he's just smoking. But notice we haven't actually seen his face that much. And the way it was all video recordings, and I'm assuming we see her when she's older. Is this just all like her memories of this holiday she had with him? But is the memory of him, of his face, not that there, She could just remember vague details about him, like him smoking and dancing on the balcony here, maybe? I don't know. Oh, well, there's construction work while they're here too. I mean, I'm definitely getting the vibe that this was a very cheap holiday. He's so young as well. It's all he could afford.
Everything okay at home?
What do you mean?
I mean, how are you and your mum getting along?
Okay, yeah, so they're split. He doesn't see her all the time.
You want a massive ice cream?
Yes, Pepper said.
This is definitely like reminded me of holidays I've been on when I was a kid, chilling around the pool all day.
And what? And what?
And my.
Yeah, he's already cherishing these moments. Oh, she's got the main bed and he's stuck on a little side inflatable one. Is that what it is? Sometimes as a dad, you just gotta take the fall, let your kid be in comfort.
I'll do it when I'm home. School doesn't start until Tuesday, right? Okay.
Oh, she got homework she hasn't done.
Are you gonna do anything?
What do you mean?
With George?
Yeah, learning about things she's too young for at this point.
Oh my god, this is her. Yeah, she's literally 99.
She's not gonna want to like try and prove her own maturity, you know what I mean? You know, we've already seen that she didn't want to hang out with the kids that were slightly younger than her.
That's wonderful. Eh? Yeah, I'm so happy for you.
From the vibe of that phone call earlier was that the mum has moved on and is with someone else now. You know, he was saying, oh, I'm happy for you. Is that an announcement of some sort? I don't know. Oh, playing pool on holiday, yeah. Used to go on holiday with my cousins that would play loads of pool, and as many pool and dominoes would play.
So what's your sister's name?
Sophie.
Oh, nice.
I'm her dad though, actually.
Yeah. How old actually is he? She said he was 130.
Fucking hell, Sophie, impressive.
Hey, don't say
That's it, move it! No!
This is such like an encapsulation of the British holiday. Like everyone here already has an accent. I don't know even where they're on holiday, but everyone around them is also British, you know?
This is serious, Sophie. It's important you get this.
What, in case someone ever tries to grab her? Self-defense, yeah.
What if someone tries to attack me some other way without grabbing her wrist?
Is he quite protective of her? Why would he be teaching her self-defense like that? Has something happened to her before, you know?
I think it's nice that we share the same sky. We're both underneath the same sky,
You can always look to the sky and remember your father.
kind of together.
You're always together a little bit.
Can we do that?
See, the most unrealistic thing so far is he is not, you know, super sunburnt yet. If he was really a Scot on holiday, he'd be bright red already.
So, bring your wallet. No.
When I broke my wrist,
Oh, he's taking off his cast himself.
How come you and Mum say love you?
what?
Like, on the phone. You're not together, so why would you say it?
Yeah, I did notice that.
Think of all the people you say it to, like your nana, granddad, uncle, aunties, right?
You can still say love you to someone you're not with, but
Yeah, but they're like family.
Oh, well, your mother is family.
like her saying love you to either of them, that's perfectly fine, but is there still something there, connection between the two? Who knows why they broke up, though?
You said that you were engaged. Like, I didn't know why, but I thought that meant that you were getting married.
Yeah, is she hopeful that they'll get back together?
I was kind of excited. Yeah, I was really young though.
Back when I was young, from an 11-year-old.
Enjoying it?
Yes.
Or is he just cutting it up a bit to get water out? Was there water stuck in it from him being at the pool or something?
Think you'll really like it.
Or is he bleeding? I can't tell. Oh no, yeah, it looks like he's bleeding. Why was he trying to get it off anyway? Yeah, she's just getting to this age where she's starting to think about boys and relationships and things. But she's still too young to really understand.
I'm going to have a baby soon.
Yay, congratulations.
Yeah, a few years ago I thought I would be at least 40 before all that.
Young dad talking to another young dad.
I can't see myself at 40, to be honest. Surprised I made it to 30.
He seems to be struggling today. I do wonder where it is they actually are. The beach and like the hills behind reminds me of when I was in Turkey. I wonder if that's where they were.
Wait, yeah, instructor, put an octopus on my head.
This reminds me so much of my little brother. He'd love cameras and making weird little videos. He'd always just make weird noises into the camera.
Bye-bye, 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 bye-bye.
When's the vlog channel coming? Great cinematography. And this is like flashes of her in the future, right? It looks like she's in a nightclub or something. Or is that him? Just like seeing him, flashes of him through the crowd.
Who's your new teacher?
Miss Mackle.
Aye, the one from Glasgow.
How do you know that?
She's pretty.
Ah, he's looking forward to the parent-teacher meeting coming up. Oh yeah.
This one is 45 million Turkish lira.
Yeah, and what's that in pounds? Sorry.
850 pounds.
Ooh, that's quite. Yeah. Rugs are always expensive. So it was Turkey. I was right. I recognise it just from the backgrounds.
Play a couple games of doubles.
She's a bit young, isn't she?
Yeah, but she's good at it. She's better than him.
Yeah. She always wants to play with the older kids, not the ones actually her age. You see, he's a little wary of that as well, isn't he? Yeah, it's like some therapy thing he does, some yoga.
Whoa, you don't want to see that.
Oi! Corrupting the youth!
You don't want to see that.
Yeah, he couldn't afford that rug, could he? Or did he actually get it?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Or he just sitting there regretting his choice now he felt forced into it? Oh, push him in the pool, yeah. Yeah, so much focus on like the physical connection that she's seeing and like the bodies. But she knows she doesn't quite belong, yeah. At least she's not trying too hard to actually blend in with them and act more mature than she actually is, you know? Oh, matches. Does she know he smokes? I'm not sure if because he was smoking when she was asleep and he gave that spiel, but does she know that he actually does? Body image, like looking at the perfect female form or the one that's idealized, you know?
This is Dad's tiny, weeny bed.
I hope he got a bit of a refund for it.
Oh my god, what even is that?
These are my moves.
Oh yeah, this is what we saw earlier, okay.
Turning 131 in 2 days.
Oh, he's gonna be here on his birthday.
When you were 11, what did you think you would be doing now?
Astronaut or something.
What did you think you would be doing now?
Well, so turn it off now, okay?
He's a bit embarrassed by that he hasn't made something for himself yet. I feel like you can, you know, it's just your kid. You can definitely say.
Mind.
Of that, just seeing him up on the side there. They do that a lot with the framing, which is just off.
She was so angry, she grabbed me by the ear. Made my dad drive me to the toy shop, made me pick something to buy.
Oh yeah, all these books there, how to meditate, Tai Chi, yeah.
Once you leave where you're from, like where you grew up, that you don't totally belong there again.
Yeah, I get that. When I went off to university and then came back home, it just doesn't feel right. Oh, taking a sinister turn now. At least the music is, the vibes are. Her like confronting her own dad. It's hard to see with all the strobe lighting, of course.
No, I'll do it.
Definitely gonna miss a spot. Yeah.
Let's do something, eh? Get this day going.
Oh, I got water polo starting up.
The last few days, and it'll be fun, okay? Up.
Yeah, it's just gonna chuck her in.
Up! Go forward!
Yeah, you can tell she's really timid, doesn't have the confidence here.
Yeah, up!
Yeah, it's like this feeling of exclusion she has throughout the whole thing.
What are you wearing your bikini for?
I don't know.
I know it's awkward, but he's gonna have the birds and the bees talk with her soon.
You excited for tomorrow?
Oh, his birthday. Has she bought something along for him, a gift? What's the plans?
Oh, you didn't sign us up.
Oh, she did. I thought he would have.
Okay, let it go, okay? I'll move on in a second. I'm not up for it, okay?
Mum, Dad, it's a laughing.
I thought I thought it'd be the other way around, him like embarrassing her, but she's the one who signed them up. Okay.
Wednesday.
Come on, Dad, get involved. Why was he so embarrassed? I don't know. Well, everyone's a bit self-conscious. You know, he pushed her out of her comfort zone with the water polo, but he's not doing the same here.
Big up little Sophie!
He's not even clapping for his own daughter. Come on, man.
Oh, we could get you singing lessons if you wanted to learn to sing.
Oh, no. Yeah.
See you upstairs then? You're not too long.
Yeah, he shouldn't leave her unattended like this, though. Yeah, she's just sitting here watching. Oh, she's pretending she can't find him. Okay. Yeah, and they don't even notice when she gets up and leaves. But I'm kind of glad they're not noticing her as much, you know?
Why is it disgusting? I'm going tomorrow anyway, so...
Yeah, last day, okay. Free drinks. I wouldn't have left her alone like that. Not for too long. Yeah, he's gonna go back down for her at least, it seems like. Really hoping she doesn't have to use this self-defense that he taught her. Yeah, she lost here.
Ah, fuck, what'd you do that for?
Oh, okay. It's just him. Is that Callum there? He's not even in the resort. Oh, they're watching. Oh, and he's not even home, is he? Can she find some hotel staff to let her into the room? But will that be actually what she thinks of trying? Down to the beach. I really hope this isn't going where I think it is. It seems like it's getting rougher and rougher. Yeah, you just woke up, slept in the hotel lobby.
Good night.
Good night.
Okay. Well, at least he made it back.
Hey. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Or is this her older? Okay. But she still has the rug. And she's a mother too now. I was sure her quick glimpse at the two boys earlier, her first like exposure to queer relationships.
Hello? Okay, thanks.
Oh, they're going on a trip for his birthday.
You got me.
Oh, they come up here for sunrise. Is that what it is?
Oh, this we're doing.
Yeah, tricked you.
Sorry I passed out in your bed.
Oh yeah, yeah, it was in her bed.
I'm so sorry, Soph. Yesterday was...
Fine, it's no big deal.
A lot of people struggle like around their birthday time.
Right, I need to get a big clump for this big back.
Oh. Right in his wound on his shoulder as well.
We kissed last night. He kissed me and then...
I'm surprised she is. Well, it's good that she's telling him they're open about their relationships.
You know, I want you to know that you can talk to me about anything as you get older, you know?
See, a lot of parents say that, but it's just kids, they don't actually say, they don't actually talk about everything. Oh, that's lovely. She's not here to see this, is she?
You should have got on your own.
No, I only wanted a taste.
That was like half of it on.
Ready?
Yeah, the old bunny ears.
I mean, why can't we?
What do you mean?
You gotta go back to school.
Stay here.
Stay there forever.
Okay, I'm dancing with or without you. I told you, I love to dance.
He's so much better there than he was the last night. She's shouting at him.
Turned away from it all like a blind man.
Is she fighting him? Or hugging him? Yeah, I started to get emotional a bit when he was like dancing, the comparison of the joy he had there to the previous night, but this is like her holding on to him. The song, what a great song choice. I don't get it. Why has this got me so much? Is it the last dance?
I don't need a babysitter, you know.
It was just her reliving all of those memories. Oh, into the club from there. Okay, so that was Aftersun. YouTube doesn't like the S word. You probably can tell what I mean, but I'm going to avoid saying it during the discussion just so I can avoid demonetization, but you know what I mean, right? First off, the vibes here were just great. Although the subject matter was quite dark, it just brings up so much nostalgia and memory. I think especially if you're British watching this and, you know, you've been on holidays, cheap package holidays, they were in Turkey here. There's a lot of things that are very like relatable. It really like captures the essence of the cheap British holiday, you know, just chilling around the pool. I'm surprised we didn't get a scene where the mums are running down to the pool to claim a bed. But yeah, it really just like captures that vibe perfectly, and I think it's clear that Charlotte Wells, the director, she's drawn a lot from her own personal experience just in terms of like the vibe of the holiday. I don't know too much, I haven't done too much research. I don't know if the other subject matter with the dad, with Callum and his S wording potentially, that maybe she was drawing from that herself. And from like this quick bit of googling just to check her name and I was getting everything right, she looks quite similar to the older version of Sophie that we see at a few points during the film there, so it does feel like maybe she's drawing from her own experience. I know Paul Mescal was nominated for Best Actor for this, but honestly I wouldn't have been surprised if Frankie Carrillo got a Best Supporting Actress nomination from this. I know she hasn't, the nominations have already been released, but she was really great in this as well. The standard for child actors now is just so high, you know, they're all so good. I don't know what it is that recently child actors are a lot better. I don't know if it's the standard of how they are taught or how they're treated on set, but it just really feels like children actors are getting better and better. You know, that phrase, don't work with kids or animals, I don't think that's apt at all anymore, at least the kids end of it. Maybe they are still like a pain to work with in terms of like having to deal with them on set, like, you know, you need to keep them entertained, and obviously there's all of the legal side of having kids on set now where they have to be properly protected and they have certain like working hours. They can only shoot like a certain amount per day. I know it's really low, it's only like they can only be on set for 4 hours or something around that, but whatever people are doing, the kid actors these days are so great. But then Paul himself as well is really great as well, just a super subtle performance as well. You know, throughout the film you start off wondering where this is going to go. There's a lot of focus on Sophie herself and like her growing up. She's 11, she's starting to be interested in boys, she's seeing these people in relationships, maybe a bit jealous, and she's dealing with all of that growing up. So I was thinking, oh, is it focusing on that? But then there's also this plot point with Callum and his depression. It was quite clear that he was depressed through a lot of this, and it's always a struggle like around your birthday as well. I know that it can like trigger it for a lot of people, so it makes sense that, you know, especially the day before his birthday, why he was acting the way he was. But I think it's also important not to use it as an excuse for him like neglecting his daughter, because especially the night before his birthday, he just kind of left her. She was lucky to get into the room, you know, who knows what could have happened. There could have been a lot of other negative consequences from that. But then like when he went out into the sea, I'm guessing that was like an attempt. We saw that letter that he wrote to her, just saying, oh, I always love you. You should know that. You know that I love you. But yeah, what really got me there was seeing him the night before his birthday, where he was obviously really down, and then it was really the joy on his face when he was dancing with Sophie on his birthday. You could see how much he loves her and how much joy she actually brings to him, and you can see that on his face. He was just like, his face just lit up. And then knowing, I mean, it's never explicitly stated that what he did, but it's pretty obvious from the letter and from like older Sophie rewatching the videos, and she is probably really kind of dealing with that emotionally at the moment. Now that she, from the looks of it, has a kid now, like how do you cope with that, knowing that you've lost your father? Would you be worried that you will abandon your kid? Or there's so much to like process there, especially with her having a kid now. I think there was, towards the start of the film, I was thinking I wasn't sure if this was like the type of movie that is apt for a reaction, because it is quite, you know, slow paced, and there's a lot of scenes where there's not much happening. There's quite a few shots of like where it's just the sky and the skydivers and the paragliders, you know, and it's very lovely and atmospheric, but it doesn't give you much to kind of react to, you know. There are some films where they're just like not tailored to reactions as much. You can't get as much out of them, but by that last third you saw the state of me. It definitely like picked up on that aspect, because I was worried like, if there's not too much to say, would I have to scrap this whole video? But I definitely don't think so now, you know. I haven't had to scrap a reaction yet. But I feel like even if movies are very kind of vibey and atmospheric, there are still things to talk about. The discussion portion is a big portion of my videos that I love doing. So I feel like most movies, there are things I can still talk about. I don't think I would ever scrap a video like that. But I was worried early on in the film that it wouldn't like pertain to a good video, but I definitely think it does now. I thought it was actually quite funny as well. I don't know what genres people classify this as, probably just like slice of life, coming of age, but there was still some good humor in here. I found a good few chuckles. I don't know if I'd consider it a comedy or not, or just a straight up drama, but I think like if you are British, there's a lot of things that are like humorous because you can relate to them so much, the whole setting. But yeah, I think the standout moment of this film is definitely the last dance. This is our last dance. Wow, I mean, what an amazing choice of song. It just fits that moment perfectly, and it was just kind of overwhelming with emotion. I was like a bit emotional from suddenly seeing him so joyful, you know, after the night before, seeing how much joy Sophie actually brings to him, and then like things like clicking together, and you're like, oh yeah, is this actually the last dance? And you're seeing the music, you're like listening to the lyrics of the music, how well they're fitting with this situation. And then like the flashes of her in the future, and then, you know, we have these flashes of her like in a nightclub, it seems like, in the future, and it's really hard to see what's happening. You know, you got the strobe effect going on there, so you can't quite tell, but it looks like there's a bit where she's like yelling at him for leaving him, you know, that like catharsis of like yelling at your father for doing what he did. And then there's a point where it looks like they're hugging, but it looks like they could also be like fighting, like tussling, you know. And then they're hugging in the holiday, in the real world, not this like, it's almost like a dream sequence, this nightclub. They're like hugging there, and that really got to me as well. And it was just, the music, definitely. Who doesn't love a bit of Queen? I'm hoping that moment isn't too ruined in my reaction with dealing with the copyright of that song for that moment, but it was a really great moment. And with Sophie, of course, we see, you know, she's dealing with her emotions. We see at one point she sees the two boys kissing, and then later on she's with a woman, so that is like her first exposure to like a queer relationship. And, you know, this coming of age is her dealing with you know, maybe a little bit of body issues as well, because she had that, it was like, I don't even know what it was, that little plastic woman that she had, and then there's so much focus in the cinematography on just like bodies touching, you know. There's that bit where she's on the motorbike and her elbow kind of scrapes next to Michael, and like when the teenagers were all in the pool, they were like lifting each other up. You can see the focus is on the bodies and how they are interacting, and you can tell she's very much focused on that. But I'm also glad, I was worried with her hanging out with these like older kids that something really like cringy would happen, like she'd try and make a move on one of the older boys and then get rejected. I was like dreading if something like that would have happened, because she was like trying to fit in with them, but luckily it wasn't as cringy as I was thinking it could have been, you know. She definitely kind of still knew her place as like an outsider in that situation, and she didn't actually get involved like too much, which I'm kind of glad that's how it happened, you know. But yeah, this movie just reminded me so much of the childhood holidays. The vibes here were just immaculate. They just fit so well, even down to her making like little recordings. As I said, it reminded me so much of my little brother. He'd always record videos, especially like on holiday, you know, if he was bored, he'd just pull out the camera, and like I remember he'd always just like make weird noises into the camera, just like beep boop bop bop, and I don't know, things like that. And it just reminded me so much of that, the way kid like interacts with the camera. Sophie was so great here. The actress Frankie just did a great job, but they also, you know, they capture that youthfulness. She feels like a child throughout the whole film, but you can tell she knows something more, and it's a lot about, you know, how as a woman and as a girl growing up, all of these things you have to deal with, but also having, you know, that kind of childlike innocence and wonder a little bit, and her dealing with her dad and what her dad is going through, because it feels like she like subtly knew, perhaps, like she knew her dad wasn't like fully okay, but as a kid you probably don't know how to articulate it and how to deal with it, and it's not your responsibility as a kid to have to like talk to your parents about their depression, and as a parent you don't want to put that burden onto your child as well, you know. But with Callum, you are kind of drip fed along the way, and you start to think, oh, you know, is he going through this? And when he's walking out into the water, I was like, oh, okay, I hope this isn't where it's going. And I like the subtlety here, you know, although this got me like super emotional, ripped my heart out, like I said in the intro, but there was no like defining, super shocking, super sad moment, really. It was just this like compound effect of all these little subtle moments that built up and built up until that kind of emotional release of the final dance song, which was really great. And I think, you know, there's definitely confirmed with the symbolism of the at the end where he left the hotel, she's where they left the airport, she said goodbye and he walked away and walked into that kind of nightclub setting, which was her almost like dream sequence, but like that was like him passing on into a more abstract plane, wasn't it? So that pretty much like confirms it. I'm glad nothing happened the night before his birthday though. It all happened post holiday and she wasn't like burdened with the trauma of it happening on holiday, because when he walked out into the water and then she, you know, was trying to get back into the room, I was really worried. What do you do in that situation? It's just her and her dad here on holiday. How does she get back to Scotland? How does she get flights? Someone has to look after her. I guess the police will get involved and get her back home, but there's just like so much additional trauma. Not that she isn't probably already traumatized and has a lot of emotions to process, but like, if he had done it on the holiday, it probably would have really impacted her even more than it already has, especially if, I don't know, somehow she had found a body. When he returned and he was just like laying there naked on the bed, it kind of panned to him and it was panning over his ear, and at one point I thought there was like blood coming out of his ear and I was like, oh shit, is he actually dead there just on the bed? Somehow he got home but then died when he was at home in the bed. I was like, oh, that's going to be really awful, but he was fine for the whole holiday, which I'm glad. And it was nice, you know, to see these moments of him enjoying himself. You know, it's the ups and downs. There were still moments of levity and happiness for him. It's that great quote from Vincent and the Doctor Who episode about, you know, you have a pile of good things and a pile of bad things and they don't take away from each other. She still helped add to his pile of good things in the end and made that as big as possible before he eventually went, which, you know, it's very subtle. They don't confirm when or, well, they never really confirmed anything actually happened. It's just very much implied, but if it was like immediately after the holiday or much further on, and you know, the seeds of it are set even from the first scene where, well, it wasn't, I don't think it was actually in the first scene, it was when that first scene came back around and she asked like, what did you want to be when you were older, when you were 11? And he didn't have an answer for that, or what it probably was that he had these big aspirations that he never got to achieve. She's 11 and he is 30, so he would have had her when he was like 19, and having a kid at that age, even though it seemed like he had done well as a dad, he had raised her well as much as he could under these financial circumstances that he had. Like, the financials were probably part of it. He had obviously split with the mother, and it probably is just like this compounding effect of a lot of different things that were getting to him. But it seemed like he had some aspirations that he never really achieved, and obviously having a kid at such a young age, that does get in the way of your life, you know, especially if it wasn't planned for. As much as he probably loves her, she probably also is like the symbol of missed opportunity, I guess. But yeah, that was really amazing. So I hope you enjoyed the film as much as I did, and I hope you enjoyed watching my thoughts on it as well. Thank you for watching this. If you enjoyed it, please consider leaving a like or even subscribing to the channel for all the future videos, and let me know what you thought of the film. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.